update, the latest and the greatest in the transfer portal right now. You got these guys just came in today. A couple of 4 and 5 stars. Well, I wouldn't say 5-star, but I'll say a couple of 4 stars and 3 stars. A bunch of guys who can actually come in and play. Bernard Gooden out of Wake Forest. Sean Grayson out of UNLV. Noah, is that Boltikoff out of TCU. Landon Watson. William Thomas, Shoka Griffin, Abdul Latif Aldu. Matt Robinson out of Fresno State. Jordan Hudson is a guy that was highly rated with the 93, 4 stars out of TCU. He's in that thing. Oh man, Jaden Davis in that thing from OU, Oklahoma. So right now the highest rated is Jordan Hudson. Let me go back up here. Let's look at the top players. The top players in the transfer portal who are let's say uncommitted right now. That's going to be Big Bear. Now all these guys who I think Colorado has a chance to either just go after. Why not go after them if they haven't already? These are guys that you should be going after like yesterday if you haven't. You know, exactly what you need up that middle. They're providing it with this transfer portal. Coach Prime said that portal is going to provide what he needs. And it looks like that's exactly what's going on right here. That portal is providing what he needs with these big guys that's available right now. You got Bear Alexander, Emmanuel Pregon. I forgot he's with the West African Big Emmanuel. Then you got Gary Bryant Jr., Robert Rahimi. I guess they didn't update it yet with the other 2 guys that's in there. The wide receivers that we just looked at. Let's look at the wideouts. Because that's what I think the highest rated guys are. Is Savion in here yet? I know Savion Wilkerson is in the transfer portal. I'm not sure if it's been updated here. Sato Treadle. So here's the latest also. Let's look at the latest. I guess they'll show you here. So here are the latest guys that's in the transfer portal. We got Jordan Hudson out of TCU and Jaden Davis, the cornerback out of Oklahoma. He has 1 year left, 5'10", 181. Could Coach Prime holler at him because he's from Fort Lauderdale, right down there from the crib. You know what I mean? He's right from down there, Fort Lauderdale, Florida. He could go back home, go to Miami. You know, I'm sure they've been hitting him up. But I'm sure he's also has been influenced by Coach Prime in some way. Shorter cornerback with a lean frame on a small side, lacking some natural size. Says that's a solid athlete. Sub 4.6 second 40-yard dash. Oh, okay. He should be way faster than that. I wonder why he's transferring with the 4-star rating. So that's why Coach Prime said he ain't really worried about no stars, dog. I ain't worried about no stars, dog. You know, the stars can fool you. Talking about this guy is a 4-star, but really, you know, he ain't playing like a 4-star. All right, so we'll check out these 2 guys. Let me see. Savion Wilkerson. Everybody's talking about Savion, like Le'Veon is what I call him. Big Savion like Le'Veon. Will he be coming? But I will say this sold-out spring game that's going down, the sold-out spring game and the fact that they have sold-out season tickets right now at Colorado, I think this is all going to play a part in the recruiting. We're getting these transfers, getting 2024 guys that's going to be there on campus. All of these things that's going on, all of the people and the activities and things that's going to be going on campus, I think that's going to play a huge factor in. They're going to be like, damn, this is really popping here in Boulder. This is not just, you know, everybody's been talking about, they don't have this, they don't have that. It's not, nah, man, this right here is popping in Boulder. Everything's going on. You got volleyball games going on, soccer going on at the same time. So you got a mixed culture of and mixed athletes and everything coming out. Man, this place is going to be packed. You hear me? I'm talking about packed out. Can you imagine being on campus with all of these activities and things that's going to be going on at the same time in Boulder? I can't wait to see it. You got 4 or 5 Jackson State players that's going to be there. They're trying to make their decision. You got Jarente Davis, the linebacker, Savion Wilkerson, the running back, Shane Hooks, the wide receiver. All of these players, former players of Coach Prime, all of them have a good relationship with their former position coaches. So we got to be on the lookout for when that happens. Got to be on the lookout for when that happens. The impact of that when all these players on campus going to be there. Let me see. Let me read some comments. Get your comments in so we can get on these comments right quick. Shouts out to everybody in here right now. Shouts out to where you listening in from. Let me know. We got live comments popping off. I don't have them up there, dude. Let me put the comments up there, man. See if we can get some comments up. And you guys let me know what y'all thinking too. We'll answer some questions and go from there. That's what we'll do. You can click the link below, get some merch, get some custom merch, what you need. Let me see, man. Back to that transfer portal again. Like I said, they got some ballers in the portal. It's just the fact of who wants to come and be great. TCU losing a lot of players, though. That edge rusher right there, Landon Watson, he's a good player from what I've seen. Jordan Hudson, Jaden Davis, there's a couple other guys, the big D tackle, Bear Alexander from Georgia. Charles Daniel out of UAB, my alma mater. Shout out to UAB, the Blazers. Birmingham in the building. Keontae Jenkins, athlete. Let me look him up, see what he's talking about. Got a 90 rating. 5'10", 160 out of Virginia Beach, Virginia. Can he run, though? Electronic fofos on his resume. Okay. Fofos, I'm tipping. Wood grain them. Okay. 47 round projection. Check out a little footage from this kid right here. Supposed to be answering some comments if we got some. I don't know if we have any comments right now. Let me see. Yeah, he can ball. Go up and get that thing. #1 transfer class right now, Colorado. I like if they get Savion to revamp the running back room, especially with Smoke on the way. Yeah, Savion and Smoke, kind of like the same type of running backs. Savion Wilkerson and Kavassier Smoke coming over from Kentucky. That's going to be a tough running back backfield right there. Now, Savion, not just Savion, but maybe even another guy that we're not looking at. But they got a bunch of running backs that's in the transfer portal right now. So, you know, it's not just Savion. They don't have to get Savion, you know, but he's kind of like one of those proven commodities that, you know, why not get him, you know? And if anything, you know that your whatever he is on the depth chart, your third or whatever back, you know that he's good. You know that he's ready to go, can come in at any time and ball out for the team that he's playing for. Nessimo, I'll just say that, Nessimo. My dog, Big LT. My dog, Life in Football. I'm trying to check these comments at the same time. But Coach Prime, transfer portal update. Coach Prime says goodbye to several CU players who decided to enter the transfer portal. Who will the Buffs target in the portal next? Everybody's talking about these guys from Jackson State, but I see other guys in the portal too. Like I said, the big guys from Georgia really stand out to me. That's who I think they should be going after. Number one, because of the need at that position. And to get all these guys in Boulder for the sold out game and all the activities that's going on, man, I think it's going to really open some eyes to what's been going on in Coach Prime effect. If you look at a lot of these other guys, other schools' spring game, it's been like, 1,700 people there, 500 people. It looked like 500 people. In this big old stadium, you only got less than a tenth or an eighth of the stadium filled with fans, and with the news of Colorado coming out that they're sold out, and you're looking around like, damn, we ain't sold out. Why they sold out? And then some of these guys are going to actually come there and see this. Some of them going to be sitting at home. A lot of them going to be sitting at home watching this on our ESPN themselves. And they're going to be like, damn, if it's going to be like this, dog, I might need to jump on over there, dog. I might need to go on over there too. Because it's going to be, for real, something going on. Emmanuel from Colorado, so hopefully he can come on. Yeah, he's from Denver. Big Bear got ties to Tuha, the strength coach, okay, that just left UGA for Boulder this spring. That's what's up. Yep, I like that. He does. What I miss, Big? No, you ain't missed too much, Big David. We just talking, man. We just hanging out, chilling, talking about this sold out season ticket, sold out spring game that Colorado has, and how it's going to affect the recruits that's coming in. I think it's going to be big, these recruits to come in and see this, especially with all the other spring games that's been going on. You've had Alabama spring game. None of them looked, the part. All of those games has had a quarter. Not more than a quarter of the stadium field. I'm talking about, you'll see about this many people in there. Everything else, empty at the spring game. Everything else, empty. I saw a couple of them where you had, people scattered out, but nothing close to even being halfway filled or even, especially not sold out. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Like, it's going to be huge for these recruits coming in. Any thoughts on 5-star edge? Small's coming out from Washington now. Whew, that's a big time guy that's coming. I just saw that too. He has 1 year left. I think he stayed home up there, decided to stay home and said, I'm going to, stay close by and not go anywhere, even though I'm the number one guy coming off the edge. But then he did that for a couple of years. Now his coach is gone. Now he can free to go anywhere. And what better place to go, man? You can't tell me, man, if I was coming out right now, dog. If I was coming out right now and Coach Prime even sniffed and said, hey, man, I'll be making videos to Coach Prime. This is the reason why I want to come there. I'm an outstanding young man. You know what I'm saying? I'm strong, fast, tough, smart, with character, Coach. I'll give you my background. Man, you ain't got to recruit me. I'm letting you know who I am off the top. I'm in there like swimwear. For real. Those stadium hold 100K, though. Okay, let's say the stadium hold 100K, like Tennessee, which I've played in. Still, they didn't have 50,000 people in there. They didn't have 40. They didn't have 30. They didn't have 20. They had at the most 10,000, 15,000 people in those stadiums. For real. Do you think Colorado need to beef up the D-line? Of course. They need these big guys. They need Big Bear Alexander. They need Big Sean Williams. They need who's ever in this portal. They need to be going after them. They need to be calling guys who's not in the portal right now, who they know that they have connections with. Every coach on the staff should be trying to call somebody that they know, whether it's a high school kid they know, or a high school coach, or somebody that they have connections with, somebody that they know. If I'm Coach Charles Kelly and I just coached at Alabama, I'm calling the dogs who I know. That's either the young dogs who's not going to get a chance to play. Hey, come on over here. Or the big dogs who's been there for a few years who's not going to get a chance to play because Coach Savior just brought in these other 4 or 5 stars. Come on over here. It happens every day. It's happening at each and every school right now where you got some guys who is the coach's pick. Some guys who came in on another coaches. That's why it's okay and legal for these guys to be able to leave, because if a coach leave, then you should have the right to leave, because that coach brought you in for a specific reason, and the next coach might not want you there, and that puts you at a disadvantage or in a situation where you might get cut, and that's not right. Coach Prime, those stadium holders, okay, Coach Prime, they need to pay Big Bear. They need to pay whoever they need to pay to get them there. Some people going to require that money. Some people going to require that upfront NIL situation. And, I'd be glad to give it to them if I was Coach Prime. Did you see the top earners in college football? See, you got 2 players. The only team, of course, that has 2 players in the top 10 with Shedeur Sanders and Travis Hunter, coached by one guy, that's Coach Prime, at one school, that's CU, of course. So, I mean, how can that be disputed, so to speak? You're the only team in school and coach with 2 players in the top earning NIL. I mean, if I'm a player coming in and I got any type of potential to be NIL high earning type guy, I'm going to do what I can to get with Coach Prime. I'm going with Coach Prime, dog. I'm going with Coach Prime, dog, with the fingers in the cup, dog. You, and you, dog, come on over here with me, dog. Straight up, I'm going with Coach Prime. They got to pay. Straight up, ESPN let it be known. CU top show in college football. Exactly. They wouldn't put them on. They wouldn't have them on, and they be the only ones that they have on if they ain't the top show and the top draw in college football. And I'm sure they know that. Galen, did you see the top? If the spring game, oh damn, I can hardly see this. Sorry about that. If the spring game were at Mile High, oh man, good point. If the spring game was at Mile High, they'll sell out that too. That'd be cold blooded if it was at Mile High. But I think it'll kind of take away from being on campus and exactly what they want to do. The campus is going to be rocking, man. I wish I could pull up the graphic that had all of the things that's going to be going on campus that day. I'm talking about so much stuff going on, so many events, and so many former players is going to be there. You got big Daniel Graham, Lindsey, the running back, Jeremy Bloom, Chauncey Billups, Cordell Stewart, all type of guys, Farley, everybody's Nate Solder, everybody's supposed to be coming back and showing love and seeing Coach Prime, and the camera's going to be everywhere. Coach Prime said the camera's going to be everywhere starting on Friday at least. You're going to see cameras everywhere. Go ahead and get ready for it, dog. Go ahead and get ready for it, dog. The camera's going to be everywhere. Don't embarrass yourself. Your mom and them are going to be there. Your dad and them going to be there. Whoever you want, they going to be there, dog. And that's what I'm saying. So this is great news. Just to even, you talking about a sold out spring game. I was looking at the Bama spring game, the Texas spring game, and it wasn't 50,000 people there. It just wasn't that interesting. It wasn't, it was kind of disheartening if I was a player. And if I know that Colorado has a sold out spring game and I'm a player at one of these big schools, okay, don't let Coach Hart holler at me if I'm a linebacker. Don't let me get a call from Coach Prime if I'm any player on any position. Don't let me get a call from Coach Prime answering some questions. Go ahead, get in the comments, and we got another one right here. Shout out to Big 2-1. Bear want that bag. If I'm Bear, I want the bag too. And if Georgia ain't bringing it, I'm hollering at somebody else. I'm going to get that bag. And if Coach Prime saying, like Coach Prime, I ain't got no money, dog. Coach Prime, we know you can say you supposed to say you ain't got no money, but you got the connections, Coach Prime. All I got to do is come stand next to you. If I'm smart enough, if I got an agent, if I got a cousin or a friend or auntie or whoever, they should be telling you, man, you better go over there with Coach Prime. You want us to watch you on TV? Shit. Yeah, we want to watch you on TV too. We go on there so we can watch you. Well, you need to check that out. Prime is going to get you that bag if you are that dog. Exactly. It's about the floor price, not the top end. The floor at CU got to rise. That's why Prime been cleaning house. There you go. And that's what I'm saying. Like, he's bringing in athletes who are here, right? We know that they're saying that CU athletes that's already there are below that mark. You know, everybody we've seen so far, you know what I mean, starters from last year, no offense. Everybody except for, you know, what, 2 or 3 on that offensive line, a receiver, and maybe a DB. You know, who else really stands out as being a top tier athlete? That's why Coach Prime is sweeping them on out. No offense, letting them go on out on their own admission. Y'all wanted to go through this process. We made it exactly how it's going to be, which is hard on y'all. If y'all can make it through, cool. If you want to stay here, cool. But you're going to know that you're going to be a bench rider. And we don't want no scholarship bench riders, dog. Go somewhere and play, dog. Go somewhere and play. You ain't going to play here, dog. Go somewhere and play. So I think Coach Prime is treating it like free agency or like NFL, like professional football, to where he can sign and fire guys. He can sign and fire guys left and right. And that's what the transfer portal gives you the opportunity to do, especially when it's open. And right now it's open, wide open, like 7-Eleven. And now you can do your thing, and that's what Coach Prime is doing. He's making these strategic moves to build out his team, just like he did with Jackson State. And at this point last year, or at this point, his first year at Jackson State, that's when those bigger guys came. That's when James Houston came, who ended up being one of the top defensive rookies in the league. Ms. Graham said, thank you. Shout out to Ms. Graham. Shout out to Jordan Smith. They got money for the right person. Exactly. DCB channel said, Colorado fans are hungry to be relevant in college football. Exactly. They show Coach Prime love, and CP is a blessing, is blessing them back. Exactly. Coach Prime is blessing them back. No doubt. That's why I'm wondering why the players left before the spring game. They left because, all right, so it's a couple of reasons why a player would leave before the spring game. 1, because they ain't got no sense. 2, because they're scared to get hurt. 3, because they don't believe in themselves. 4, you know, if I'm a player, I might go ahead and go play in that spring game and ball out. Give me a couple picks and change their mind. Now they want to keep me there, and now now I got the leverage. I just balled out on y'all. Y'all want me to stay. Y'all can pay me. Y'all can get up out this thing. Now I just up my price. Now I ain't just leave before the spring game, and now there's a wondering of the teams who want to sign me. They're like, damn, why you left before the spring game? Why you ain't ball out so we can see what you can do? So it seems like you got kicked out, Nico Reed. Why you do that? It's like you kick yourself out. You made yourself look bad. I would have went and balled out. I would have went and tried to knock some heads off. I would have went so hard when coach would be saying, slow down, dog, slow down. Stop hitting so hard, dog. I would have went out there and damn near tried to tackle the quarterback. Shador would have got up trying to fight me. Everybody would have known my name. They would have said, oh, that's the guy that tried to sack the quarterback, Shador Sanders. And Shador got up and tried to fight him. That's the dude. Well, why didn't they block him? Shit, he got in the backfield. That's his argument. I got in the backfield. They should have blocked me if they want me to touch the quarterback. Nobody blocked me, so I touched the quarterback. You feel me? That's what I'm doing. I'm going in. I'm going all in if I'm that guy. That's why I'm wondering why the players left before the spring game. All those players who left before the spring game were crazy. Exactly, Zion. Ms. Graham said they're missing out on history being made. I just said that without reading any comments, Coach. James said, G. James said, then he should be on his way. T. Wood from last year, that dude, number 43. Yeah, all right. So let's talk about number 43, Trevor Woods. He earned his number. He was a starter last year, if I'm not mistaken. I haven't seen a lot of film on him, but I've seen enough to see that they're still trying to bring in a better player at that position. They're still trying to bring in a better player at that position, you know? And he'll be a great special teams player, or he can go transfer and go play somewhere else. You know what I mean? He might crack it on defense here and there if they don't get the right safety. But I think the safety, Anthony Robertson, the big 6'3" cornerback that they signed this year, he's actually a cornerback, but I think they're going to convert him to safety, depending on what Kamari McLean does. And if he comes in and be what I think he could be, they got a big time baller on their hands with Robinson coming in. I got a video on Robinson. If you look it up, you can find it on my channel. Check it out. If you're trying to support the page, y'all can hit the Cash App up. If you got any business that you want to put out there and promote, get your ad put right up there. Make sure you sub right there. You know what I mean? Make sure you follow right up there. This Coach Prime in Colorado, Big Dog Chico up in the place to be. Get your merch. Get your merch. Leave your comments. Leave your comments. You already know what it is. Another comment right here. They left because they was hot garbage. Exactly. Big 2-1. They left because they was hot garbage. Go Bucks. They leave if they grade out in draft. Okay. Just what Travis said. The players who left are the ones who didn't want to work. Right. Get up out of here, dog. Shador and Shiloh entering the draft in 24. I don't think so. Maybe they have not. They have not said. He may encourage them to go in 25, but they have not said anything. Yeah, of course they're gonna stay in Colorado these 2 years. 1 year, then this year, then next year for sure. I'll put money on that they'll be there both years. That spring game was exposure they needed. Exactly, to hit the transfer portal after that weekend. How dumb can you get? How you gonna leave before the biggest game of your? This is the biggest game of your career, a spring game, the biggest game of your career. I'm gonna dip out before it. I did enough in practice to where I could dip out. You did enough in practice to where they could tell you, hey, it's all good for you to leave, player. Get on. Can't be dumb in all your life, man. You can't be a little bitty bird in this world who don't even know you're in this world. Just waiting on a worm to come for your moment. Come on, man. Shador is entering the draft 2025. Exactly. I'm glad those players are weeding themselves out. Yep, that's what Coach Prime does. He came in, he told, first of all, I like what he did. He came in, he told everybody first, hey, it's going to be this hard. So that already weeded out the ones who don't even believe in themselves. Boom, they gone. That opened up scholarships. Then he said, okay, I'm going to tell you again, it's going to be really hard. Okay, the ones who was on the fence, they got up out of there. Then he said again, and then he put them through the training. Boom, boom, boom. Then you see a week later, 1 or 2 leave. Bam. He don't want those guys anyway. Then the spring game come, the big time come, the lights come, and then they get scared, and a couple of them leave out. Dip up out of here. Bam, they gone. Man, they're going to be mad at me if they hear this. But I don't care. They're going to be mad at me if they hear this. But I don't care. I really don't care. I'm just going to tell the truth from the booth. No, I'm just playing. All right, but anyways, more comments. Miss Graham said, like, why would you leave the national history being made? Southside D, Shiloh taking his spot. Big 2-1, yep. Texas A&M ballers expected to hit the portals as well. And those are the ones I think Coach Nick Williams will have a shot to get. Big Tyus Martin was tripping. Well, Tyus Martin, my dog, shouts out to him. I hit him up a couple times. We talked on social, and then we talked on the phone a couple times, texting here and there. But I thought he was going to stay too. I thought he was going to really improve and really clog up that middle and be a big run stuffer up that middle. But my dog didn't pan out, so he's dipping out too. All right. When your number gets assigned to a teammate and all you got is a piece of tape with your name on it and on your helmet, then it's time to part ways. I mean, you know, Shador didn't have his number yet. I wouldn't be tripping about the number. I'd just be out there worried about balling, making plays. Just like the memes say, when they're not even watching, if you're making plays, just keep making plays. If they're not watching, keep making plays. If they haven't acknowledged you yet, keep making plays. If they haven't seen you yet, they haven't told you how good you are, keep making plays. That's all you got to do. Ain't nobody watching this live stream. It's all good. I'm just going to keep on making them things. Nobody want to see my ugly face. It's all good. I'm just going to keep on putting it in your camera. It's all good, coach. There's billions of people out here online, like Wallow said. Let's get to it. The portal is tricky. There's reasons people leave. Okay. Yeah, the portal is tricky, and you talking about the reasons people leave. I can give you examples. I've actually been there. You know what I mean? I've been there to where if the portal would have been open when I was in college, I would have dipped out so quick. I had a coach not a coach. I had my head coach tell me, Chico, we just don't know what to do with you. You don't know what to do with me. I'm killing your boys in the spring, but you don't know what to do with me because I don't fit into your offensive scheme. You can't come up with nothing? I need to transfer. I would have dipped out on him. You know what I mean? You motherfucker sitting up there telling me in his office face to face, I don't know what to do with you. Damn. Young kids, you don't understand that, So I understand what these young guys going through. They don't understand a lot of things that's going on right now. Evelyn said, tell him, Big Dog. Zion said, Nico is crazy to leave the best corner in NFL history, right? That boy bumped his head, right? He won't ever get better coaching to get better in the big league, right? And he was going at it with Travis Hunter. They was talking smack back and forth to each other. I got the one-on-ones on my page. They were going back and forth with each other. He was making some progress. But I think that probably killed his self-esteem. He made it more about him against Travis than him trying to get better and improving for himself. And that probably led to him, as you saw on the line, he got beat a couple times after talking smack. How many catches you got, Trav? Trav like, several. Well, you ain't got none on me. Okay, well, we got one-on-ones coming up next. Next clip you see, Travis putting them things on him, catching a touchdown pass. Coach probably said, okay, Nico, you talking all that smack, you're not being focused. Your name can go on the board under the transfer list. Probably got a whiteboard that has a transfer right there written in red, and all these names can go under there. You can move under the transfer list, or you can stay over here under the stay in Boulder list. It's your choice. It's your choice. You feel me? Most of these guys left on emotions, right? It's not easy to play for Prime. It's not, because Coach Prime going to tell you. You thought it was going to be a celebrity coach coming in this thing, dancing around. You see the YouTube videos, you think he dancing. Nah, he done went and got some real deal coaches that's going to coach your ass. Everybody know in football, the assistant coaches coach you, and the head coaches make the final decisions. That's why I was in that position where I was sitting in front of my head coach in his office, and he telling me he don't know what to do with me because my position coach is telling him, you got to play him right here. But it don't fit in his scheme. You can't be dummy forever, man. You can't be dummy forever. All right, hit the like button. Make sure you hit the subscribe and comment. Let me know you up in this thing. I want to see where y'all in here from. I appreciate all the comments coming in. We trying to hit 100 comments right quick. Let's go ahead and get to it. Coach Prime looking for dogs. The race not given to the swift, the quitters, but rather to the ones who can endure. Coach G. Graham, Skull Buffs. I ain't hard to find. You dig? Jeanette Fox said, I'm with you. I don't care about them leaving either. Nah, Coach Prime don't care about them leaving either. Somebody said some of these guys don't be wanting to play for Coach Prime. Some of these top guys don't want to play for Coach Prime. Well, let me tell you something, Coach. You think Coach Prime wants some of those guys who don't want to play for him? Nah, he don't want none of those guys who don't want to play for him. It's just like the guys who couldn't take it when he first came there and said, if you want to leave, hit the porter, dog. Go ahead and leave, dog, with the fingers pointed. Go ahead and leave. If you want to leave and hit the porter, dog, you can go ahead and leave because I got some dogs coming in. I got my own luggage, and it's Louis. I wondered did he practice that first or did he write that down first like he said he do everything else? I got my own luggage, and it's Louis. Who didn't know players would be leaving? We knew day one. Yeah, we knew day one they'd be leaving. That's the turnover at Jackson State was like this. It wasn't like this. That mother was like this. That bit turned all the way around. Full circle. Straight up. Who didn't, or not, actually not a circle, just who didn't know players would be leaving? Day one, players crying about numbers. They trash. Just go hard and bust your ass. That was a bar. You feel me? Get them likes up. Big 2-1 up in the building. Shouts out to you. Evelyn Davis said, Coach Prime said yesterday, make him know your name. You don't need your number. Make him say your name. Oh, that's dope right there. Coach Prime said that. Evelyn Davis said that right there. Coach Prime said yesterday, make him know your name. You don't need a number. Make him say your name, dog. I like that. You think Zico's staying? Yeah, Zico ain't going nowhere. Zico got a starting spot as of right now for him to lose. Sure, they gave the other tight end the number, but I've seen that happen before where they'll give the guy that they know is not better than the starter, give him the number, give him the rewards so the starter can feel like, damn, I'm not stepping up enough. It's to push that starter. You got guys like Jimmy Horn Jr. that you don't have to push, but then you got guys like Zico that you might have to you might need to get a little bit more out of. You might feel like they can give you a little bit more, whether they know it or not. So you do a little technique that kind of pushes them, 555-999-0011. That's the fake number to call. But you can hit the comments up and let me know you're up in this thing. We're going to give some shout outs to some cities and all this other stuff. No, Coach hurt his heart, Big 21 said. Coach Prime, old school as it get, dog. Old school, dog. He was coached by Coach Bobby Bowden, who's from Birmingham, Alabama, and Coach Mickey Andrews down there at Florida State. They don't play no games down there. You did. Let me read a few more comments right quick. They thought Coach Prime was coming in to see you as the face of the team. They didn't think he would come with the iron fist and looking for them dogs. I don't know what the hell they've been looking at the last few years then. I don't know what they've been looking at the last few years at Jackson State. They thought it was a fluke. I'm sure they did. They thought it was a fluke. They thought that it can't happen at CU or any other school. Well, let me tell you something, Coach. It's finna go down in a major way. And you're hearing it here first. I ain't playing no games. It's going to go down in a major way. When these recruits see all these people out here at this game, it's going to be guys you're going to see on their Twitter and on their Instagram, they're going to commit on the spot. And I'm going to be live with it. They're going to say Big Dog said that boy was going to commit on the spot. Straight up. They coming to Boulder. They're going to see where it's colder. Not literally. But they're going to see where it's colder out in Boulder. And they're going to say, damn, we ain't seen no stuff like this before. The weather is clean. Mountains in the back. Sky's blue. Food is great. All that. You know what I'm saying? Zico is a dog on the football field. I agree. Someone said Zico's soft as Charmin tissue, the H family. Bro just needs to show effort when it comes to blocking. That's what Coach Brewster want to see, man. And that's why another tight end is going to come in there, I think. But Coach Brewster want to see that effort at blocking. I remember being there and just being a perceived receiving tight end. They're going to think you sweet. They're going to think you're soft and all of that. Just being that, being that perception that he's a receiving tight end. He can't block. He's light in the ass type deal. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that's the case. But Coach Brewster is wanting to get none but the best about a Zico. And I think that's going to be the way he can get it. Or that was one of his tactics to get it right there. A lot of folks committing on Saturday for sure. Yep. Who's the latest recruit? Needs scholarships to sign people, and that's why Coach Prime got trying to get him up out of there. I want to see Charlie get some reps. Charlie, to me, I've seen him, but when these other running backs come in, man, those reps should go down, and we'll see guys carrying the ball who we would normally see carrying the ball during the season. Much love to Charlie and what he's been doing. I've seen running backs like that. Actually get chances, but we didn't have other running backs, or either coach kind of, effed over the running backs that was there to give that guy a chance. You know what I mean? He's doing exactly what he's supposed to do, coming in as a walk-on, showing effort, doing the best he can, being a good inspiration, walk-on type story. But at the end of the day, that scholarship he will want that scholarship to go somewhere else. He will want that scholarship to go somewhere else. You can't tell me that he'll just be okay with Charlie hogging up or taking up that scholarship right there. Let's get to these. Let me see. Colorado Buff Spring football game sold out, of course. That's what we went over. There will be a packed house at Folsom Field on April the 22nd. On Thursday, Colorado announced its spring football game has sold out for the first time in program history, with attendance expected to be just over 45,000, with a dramatic increase I'm trying to look at the time in these comments at the same time, but with a dramatic increase of interest in the program after hiring of Coach Deion Sanders. In December, CU elected to sell tickets this spring game for the first time since the 80s. And more than 3 weeks before the event, none of those tickets are left. CU sold general admission tickets for $10 each, while the students' tickets were free. The stadium won't be completely full, as some premium event spaces are not being sold for the game. As we saw also, there's a big, what is it called? Nerd advertisement. Forgot what it's called, but maybe they'll show it on here. There's a big advertisement that's going to be in the stadium that's going to take up some of the seats. Oh man, shout out to Coach G Graham. Then y'all hit me on the super chat. Appreciate that. Hit me on the super chat if you can, or hit the hearts to like this. Only the dogs survive. Have some hearts. Go Buffs on any given Sunday or any given Saturdays. Go Buffs in this bitch now. You feel me? Shouts out to Coach G Graham up in this thing. You already know what it is. Much love. And everybody else out there on the super chat. I appreciate it. What's going on with Anthony Robinson? Did he ever sign? I think Anthony Robinson did sign, of course, or he definitely committed, but I think he did sign, or he's waiting to sign. Haven't heard anything about him signing anywhere else. But like I said, I think he's going to be that cornerback who can convert to safety. 6'3", about 200 pounds. Great coverage guy, but I think he can convert to safety and be that rangy safety who can also cover deep in the second part of that defensive secondary. I did want to go over these coaches as we can meet the coaches. Have you guys met the coaches yet? Everybody know who the coaches are? No, Zico is definitely still there. Zico is still there. He's at tight end. I really wanted Anthony Robinson in Colorado. Anthony Robinson is there. Nerd Wallet is what it's called. Yep, Nerd Wallet. Coach Prime will find a way to get him. Charlie's scholarship, it don't have to be in football. You're exactly right. It doesn't have to be in football. You're exactly right. Exactly right. Or he can get him some NIL deals with that mustache. You know, he looks like Ray Finkel, doesn't he? So he could get him a deal with that mustache right there. But meeting the coaches, if we can. Got Coach Charles Kelly. He came over from Alabama. He was also at Florida State when they won a championship. He coached Jalen Ramsey. I think he kind of harps on a lot. Jalen Ramsey and a few other guys he coached, at Alabama and at Florida State in the places that he's been. But a long-time defensive backs coach that can come in, that Coach Prime can basically trust and just, hey, you go off there and you do that. Since Evelyn, you go over there, you do that. So you've been with Coach Prime, you've been with Coach Saban. I can trust you on that. Go over there and do your thing, and you got the DBs. So that's Coach Charles Kelly, defensive coordinator and the safeties coach. Then we go down one. We got Coach Nick Williams, the young guy on the staff. He came over from Texas A&M, and before that he was at Georgia as an analyst. Young coach, a lot of energy he's been shown. So with this staff right here, Coach Prime has a lot of experience, a lot of youth, a lot of energy, and a lot of wisdom, a lot of just coaching experience on this staff with the young guys. Kind of like when you build an all-star team or in a basketball team, it's good to have veterans and those young guys, those young stars. Then you got Coach Sal Sinceri, came over from Alabama also. He was that defensive line coach. Should have some influence on bringing some more guys and recruits over to Colorado. I think would definitely be Coach Sal Sinceri. Then you got these last two guys who've definitely been there with Coach Prime for a long time, and that is Coach Kevin Mathis, who's a NFL vet, who's also has a son on the team. Caleb Mathis at wide receiver. He's the walk-on freshman slot receiver who's been making some plays. So watch out for Caleb Mathis. He actually earned his number 13 that he picked. And I don't think that it was a favor because he's the coach's son also. Then you got Coach Andre Hart probably. I think he's been with him just as long as Coach Kevin Mathis, if not longer. And Coach Hart would be coaching the linebackers. Coach Mathis would be coaching the cornerbacks. So it's kind of been broken up into these specific positions. Back in the day, you would see just a linebackers coach, and then you would see a defensive line coach, and then a defensive backs coach, and then, that's it. It's not really broken down into a rush in. Now you got a rush ends coach and a defensive tackles coach and a cornerbacks coach and a safeties coach and a linebackers coach, middle linebackers coach, because he got the edges and the defensive ends. You know what I mean? So that's how it's broken down on the defense for the Colorado staff. A lot of experience, a lot of youth, a lot of energy with these guys that's coming in right here. Then we'll go to the offensive side. That's going to be quick, fast, and in a hurry, led by this guy, the former Kent State head coach. That's Big Sean Lewis, 6'6", 6'7", former tight end at Wisconsin, if I'm not mistaken. Sean Lewis, he's the quarterback's coach and the offensive coordinator, and they want to go fast, quick, fast, and in a hurry. Let's go, guys. Let's go, guys. Real fast. Ready? All that stuff real quick. Your brain got to process stuff quickly, and that's why he brought over a guy that would be familiar with that. His guy, Big Coach O'Boyle, Bill O'Boyle, the offensive run game coordinator, offensive line coach. He was there at Kent State past 5 years with Coach Sean Lewis. Before that, he was also a head coach at a few other schools, smaller schools on out there in the Midwest. That's where he can find these big road graders at, coming out of Iowa and Wisconsin or Wyoming and such. That's Coach Big Bill O'Boyle. No nonsense is what I call him. Another no-nonsense coach, long-time coach, former head coach, been around SEC, Minnesota, Florida, anywhere you name probably, NFL. This guy's been there. Coach Tim Brewster, the tight ends coach. He's coached some great tight ends in the past. The highest picked tight end in the NFL draft, the one who came out of Florida, Kyle Pitts. If I'm not mistaken, I'm speaking all this out of my head. Off the top right here, this is Tim Brewster. He's a fiery type coach, a guy that's going to get everything he can from that tight end position, which is why you see Chico been asked so much to block and be a complete tight end. That's what Coach Brewster wants. He wants a complete tight end that he's not going to have to sub in and sub out and kind of tip their hats, showing what they're going to do. If this tight end is in the game, then you know that they're going to run the ball. If you know that this guy's in the game, then probably they're going to pass the ball. Coach Brewster won't none of that. None of that. He's the tight end coach. Then you got another guy who's been with Coach Prime for a long time. That's Gary Flea-Harrell. He has head coaching experience also on the HBC level, also NFL experience as a running back, assistant head coach, running backs coach Gary Flea-Harrell, former head coach of Howard University. So he has that experience. He was also the assistant head coach at Jackson State, took over for Coach Prime when he had that surgery. He was out for a while when he had his 2 toes amputated. Then we'll end on that. Actually, we got Coach Brett Bartoloni right here. He's the wide receivers coach, came over as the offensive coordinator for Jackson State last year from Nevada. Former receiver himself, athlete. A lot of these guys are former athletes, and that's what Coach Prime is looking for, guys who can teach from that perspective of actually going through it and being there. A lot of experience on this staff, and that's where it starts at the top, and they have a lot of guys at the top that's going to really help this team be what it is. So when we get back to that spring game, when that spring game pop off and they see all of those people there in the stands and the things that's going on, I think those recruits are going to be there and they're going to come. Savion Wilkerson, I think is the writing is on the wall for a lot of these guys. They'll be there. You feel me? A couple more comments right here. Stadium security going to have their hands full with the general admission instead of assigned seating. Going to have to get that stadium. Going to have to get there earlier. That'll be dope. Nerd Wallet. That's going to be the big promotions there. Charlie should be at wide receiver and kickoff return. I don't think he's a wide receiver. Kickoff return, he could be like former buff Jeff Kemp. No, I don't think. That'll be tough, Kevin. I don't think he's a wide receiver, though. He don't have those skills from that slot. So for the players that left, will they get a chance to play at other schools? I'm leaning I'm learning as we go. Ms. Graham, no. So it's over 2,000 players right now in the transfer portal. And what happens is you enter that portal and you can get picked up or you can be stuck in that portal. You know, if nobody wants you, you don't get picked up, you don't have any connections, nobody knows you're there, you know, you just there. So here's the latest guys to come in. Guy from Arizona State just came in. Ben Postma just came in from Georgia Tech, big tight end. Bernard Gooden, defensive lineman from Wake Forest. Sean Grayson from UNLV, tight end. So you can basically build a whole nother team based off how many guys you lose. You can come in here and build a whole nother team. It's like build a team. It's like Madden or something. You playing college football all over again, but you playing in real life, coach. You can pick these guys up right here out of the portal, and if they don't get picked up by anybody else, then they're just in the portal, in no man's land, so to speak. So it's a risk you take by going in that thing. It's a risk you take by going in there. Either not getting picked up or, you know, the grass is not always greener on that other side. And that's what a lot of people will find out, you know, once they get in that portal. They will find out it's not green on the other side all the time. Definitely not greener. So I see a lot of regret for jumping in that darn portal. Oh, well. Alabama in the house. You already know what it is. Them boys got in their feelings. Yep. Math is balling. Yep. I agree. Man, I've been talking. I had to get a sip. So, yeah, I appreciate everybody joining in right now. Y'all go ahead and hit the subscribe button. If you haven't already, hit the like button. Run them likes up. We'll be live Friday for the preview that's going down of the spring game. So, that's what we're going to do. It's time to ball out now and roll out. Let me know what y'all think. Hit the like, subscribe, comment button. We're about this thing. Peace in the Middle East.